The beam of my flashlight cut through the thick mist, illuminating the skeletal fingers of the trees as they clawed at the night sky. My breath came in short, visible puffs, the chill of the forest seeping into my bones. I'd been a search and rescue officer for 12 years, but something about this place, this case, made my skin prickle with unease. "Over here!" My partner, Daniels, shouted from somewhere to my left. His voice was tight, urgent. I followed the sound, my boots crunching over damp leaves and brittle twigs. The forest was too quiet. No owls, no rustling of animals, just the oppressive weight of silence. Then I saw him. A man. He was sitting on a fallen log, his back to us, dressed in a faded red flannel and hiking boots that looked straight out of a 90s catalog. My stomach dropped. No way. "Sir?" I called, my voice steady despite the hammering of my heart. He turned. I nearly stumbled back. His face was young, too young, clean-shaven, bright-eyed, not a single line of age or exhaustion, but the missing persons report flashed in my mind. Ethan Cole, 28, vanished October 12th, 2003. That was 20 years ago. "Hey," he grinned, weaving like we were old friends. "You guys lost too?" Daniels and I exchanged glances. My partner's face had gone pale. "Ethan Cole?" I asked carefully. His smile faltered. "Yeah, that's me. How'd you know?" The air grew heavier. My flashlight flickered. "Sir," I said slowly, "do you know what year it is?" He laughed, rubbing his arms against the cold. 2003, October? Look, I just stopped to rest for a sec. My buddies are probably up ahead." My blood turned to ice. Daniels stepped forward, voice low. "Ethan, it's 2023. Ethan's smile vanished. His eyes darted between us, searching for the joke. "That's not funny." I swallowed hard. "You've been missing for 20 years. The forest seemed to hold its breath. Then Ethan's face twisted, not in disbelief, but in something worse. Fear. Real, raw terror. "No," he whispered. "No, that's impossible. I was just here. I was just here." His voice cracked, echoing into the trees. And then, from the darkness beyond, something answered. A whisper. A laugh. My flashlight died. The darkness swallowed us whole. For a heartbeat, there was nothing, just the suffocating black and the sound of Ethan's ragged breathing beside me. My fingers fumbled with the flashlight, slamming the switch back and forth. Click, click, click. Nothing. Then the whisper came again. A voice, no, voices, slithering between the trees, just beyond the edge of hearing. Words I couldn't make out, but the tone made my skin crawl. Mocking. Hungry. Daniels cursed under his breath. "Battery's dead. Yours?" "Yeah," I lied. "It wasn't the battery. I knew it wasn't." Ethan let out a choked sound. "What was that?" I didn't answer. My training screamed at me to move, to get him out, but my legs felt rooted to the earth. The forest had changed. The air was thicker, heavier, like walking through wet cloth. "We need to go," I said, forcing calm into my voice. "Now." Ethan didn't argue. He scrambled to his feet, his movements jerky with panic. "My friends, they were right ahead of me." "They're not here," Daniels cut in, voice grim. "Not anymore." A branch snapped somewhere to our left. All three of us froze. The mist coiled around the trees, shifting like something alive. My pulse pounded in my throat. Then, footsteps, slow, deliberate, coming closer. "Run," I breathed. We bolted. The forest seemed to twist around us, the path we'd come in on now unfamiliar, the trees leaning in like spectators to a nightmare. Ethan stumbled, gasping, This isn't right." A laugh echoed behind us, high, giddy. I grabbed Ethan's arm, dragging him forward. "Don't look back!" Daniels was ahead, his silhouette barely visible in the gloom. Then, suddenly, he skidded to a stop. I nearly crashed into him. "What?" He didn't answer, just stared straight ahead, face slack with horror. I followed his gaze. The trees opened into a small clearing, and in the center, half buried in leaves, was a backpack, faded, decayed. Ethan made a broken noise. That's mine. The voices surged around us, whispering, laughing. Then the flashlight in my hand sparked to life. The beam shot forward, illuminating the far edge of the clearing, and the figure standing there, tall, too tall, watching us. Ethan screamed, and the light died again. The scream tore through the night, raw, primal, a sound no human throat should make. Ethan collapsed to his knees, hands clawing at his head. "They're inside me!" Daniels grabbed him, hauling him up. "Move, now!" I didn't look back. I couldn't. The air itself seemed to resist us, thick as tar, but we crashed forward, branches whipping at our faces. My flashlight flickered erratically, casting jagged shadows that moved wrong, stretching, twisting, always just beyond the beam. The trees were closing in. Ahead, a break in the foliage, a trail marker, rusted and ancient. The path hadn't been there before. "Left!" I shouted. We veered, lungs burning. Ethan was sobbing now, muttering fragments. Just an hour, as if the words could undo whatever was happening. Then the forest ripped open. 1 second, the trail was there. The next, a wall of thorns, black and glistening, burst from the earth, sealing our escape. Daniel swore, skidding to a halt. "What the hell?" The laughter came again. Closer, right behind us. I spun, flashlight raised like a weapon. The beam caught something, a face stretched too wide, eyes hollow pits. It flickered in and out of sight, as if it wasn't entirely here. Ethan let out a strangled cry. That's Dave!" Dave, one of the hikers who'd vanished with him. But the thing wearing Dave's face grinned, its jaw unhinging like a snake's. "Missed you, Ethan," it rasped. Daniels didn't hesitate. He lunged, tackling Ethan to the ground just as the thing surged forward, fingers elongating into talons. They raked the air where Ethan's head had been. I swung the flashlight like a club. It connected with a sickening crunch, and the thing screeched, a sound that wasn't human, wasn't animal, but something worse. The thorns behind us shivered. Then they began to unwind. "Go!" I screamed. We dove through the gap as the vines lashed at our backs. The thing, Dave, howled, but the forest itself seemed to reject it now, the trees groaning as they bent inward, blocking it from view. We didn't stop running, not until the trees thinned, not until the first gray light of dawn touched the horizon. Not until we hit the trailhead, where a dozen flashing patrol cars waited, officers shouting, radios crackling. Ethan collapsed, gasping. It's over?" I wanted to believe that, but as the medics loaded him into the ambulance, I caught one last glimpse of the forest behind us. The mist curled like fingers, and something watched from the tree line, smiling, waiting. Daniels gripped my shoulder. "We're never coming back here." I didn't answer, because I knew it wasn't done with us yet.